Are you doing the goggles?
Yeah. Welcome to Car Goggles.
Dude, you're going to scare everybody out there.
I am Juan, and this is Mark, and we're going to continue part 3 of our coverage of Audi. German manufacturer, fantastic vehicles, and we've been covering a little bit of their past. If you go back a couple videos, you'll see a little bit of our coverage of the past. And we're not talking about super in-depth coverage here. We don't want to bore you. We know you got other things to do, so we just want to get into general.
I like the A6. I like the A6 a lot. I think the new A6 is awesome.
Mark's excited about the new A6.
The A6 interior is freaking gorgeous.
Which is the same as the A7 and the Q8.
Yes, it's a mild hybrid with a 48 volt battery, which
you were
aids
just talking about the interior. How are you talking about that mild hybrid now? No more coffee for you.
It's got but Y2K is coming, so
Y2K is
be
coming.
Careful. Don't reboot your computer. Remember that? They thought the world was going to end in 2000.
I'm pretty sure it did.
Because and everybody, it was the biggest letdown. That's the problem. Everybody's looking for one drama to the next. As a society, we're addicted to drama. So the new A6, that's the worst segue ever. The new A6 has the mild hybrid system, the fit and finish, the technology. I love the way it looks.
Honestly,
I think it looks better than the A8.
It looks better than the A7 and the A8. And the A7 is supposed to be the stylistic version of both those two cars.
Yeah.
They share the same platform. The A7 is just supposed to be, it's a sporty hatch, and it had a sexier body before. But you can look at the A6 now and say this A6 is a better looking car. Actually, the A8. If you took just the A6 and made it bigger, wider, longer, that should be the A8.
They should have made
fantastic.
Here's the problem with the A8. Like you were just talking about the Bentley and the Rolls Royce.
Correct.
And the C pillar.
Yes.
On the Bentley and Rolls Royce, it goes like this. It goes wham. That makes the car look so purposeful and substantial. And on the A8, they curved it so it makes the car look smaller actually. And it doesn't give the car the presence. I mean, the styling is just a little bit too curvy for that class. They needed to make it look just bigger.
Correct.
And you could do that with like the Porsche Panamera. Because, they get it. That's supposed to be swoopy and a little better style. But the A8 is about presence. They needed to make that car about presence. And the styling just did not hit there. So
no,
I did not like it.
It's lacking, and you can tell it is because the sales are not. I mean, this is the kind of car that it was ground up redesign, right? So this car should have been selling like hotcakes, and the fact that they're not tells you they missed it on the exterior design. They needed to come out with something that had more of a visual presence. The interior fit and finish, like Mark said, is always fantastic, right? It's
amazing.
You can't beat it.
Amazing. Yeah.
But the exterior misses it, and while you're always going to have your A8 owner that will just go from A8 to A8 as far as getting new or people to hop out of their S classes or their 7 Series or whatever.
They're not going to do it.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
It's just not.
No.
It doesn't work as far as that segment's concerned. The A6, A7, great cars. The new Q8, very cool. They're in between as far as Tesla's of course taking it to this kind of touch screen in the interior, simplifying, and Audi's done that with their interiors by adding a couple of screens, not one just giant screen, a couple of screens, which aesthetically is actually better looking than just one enormous.
But their interface, like when you use their interface, is like better than Tesla.
Well, of course,
better. It's better than anybody. So when you get in the car and you look at everything and how everything works, it's second to nobody. They spent a lot of money on that.
Yeah, Audi's always had a fantastic, but just good tech as far as intuitive thinking. Really, really well thought out.
You remember that old, not the Civic right now, but the Civic before that. They came out with a new Civic. They had a new guy running Honda, and they came out with a Civic. And at that time, the economy was blowing up. So they came out with a Civic that was severely decontented.
Yeah.
Decontented?
Yeah.
Discontented?
I don't know how we went from Audi to Civic, but
here's what they did. Here's where it's going. Is that they made it less upscale and brought it out at a lower price when everyone just kind of shifted and went upscale. So then the next year, they said, okay, we have to redesign it and make it look better. I think Audi needs to do that with the A8. 1 year in, they can say, listen, we need to do a mid-model year change on the second year. It's okay to stop the bleeding and recognize that you made a mistake.
Yeah, but we're talking about Germans, and
Germans won't do it.
Germans are, which is interesting that you say Honda, because the Japanese were along the same lines. You could not tell them that they made a bad move, and without they would just go to the grave knowing that they were not going to change their minds. Where now they're actually a little flexible, and maybe the Germans will figure out that they need to be as well. Yeah. Because right now they're not. They're typical, just very stubborn types. But yeah, back to Audi and the A8 and the A6 and the Q8, all very cool. Of course, awesome. In the future, they're coming with the electrification of the brand. So the e-tron is coming. The e-tron GT, which is a super stylistic car,
really cool looking
car, which is a sister car to the Porsche Taycan. Which has yet to debut, but very exciting things coming from Audi. I'm a fan of the brand. It's a fantastic brand. Before I even got involved in the car business, I was always a big fan of Audi. It's because they've always just been a racing car company, an engineering company, and now they're, of course, they want the numbers, so they're starting to come out with all sorts of little cars like the Q3 and the A3, just numbers or vehicles that fill in the ticks. Hey, we sold 50,000 of these, where in the past, if you didn't have that little car, your numbers looked like they weren't so great. Now they look better because, of course, you got all these little cars to introduce people to the brand. So to wrap up with my opinion of Audi and my score of Audi, my car goggle score of Audi, just past, present, and future. In the past, I would say they were a 7. Present, I'm going to say they're still a 7. But future, I'm gonna go 8. I think they're going to get better. They're starting to figure out that styling is important. I like the fact that they're going really deep into the electric side of things. So my score for them is 8. Mark, what do you think?
I think you're right. The past was a 7. I think the present is like 7.5. I think their future is a 7 again.
Really?
Because here's the problem. When you have Volkswagen and you've got Porsche and you're sharing everything together, there's nothing that's differentiating Audi other than you're a little bit more luxurious and you're a little less luxurious than one.
Well, I think you're a little more luxurious than Volkswagen, but you're less sporty than Porsche.
Right, but you know what? If you look at BMW, though, they don't have those limitations.
Correct.
They can say, hey, we could be as sporty as we want. We can overbuild a car as much as we want. We don't have limitations where we don't have to compete with this other brand. Right?
Although they do own Rolls-Royce, so.
They do. So, but Rolls-Royce is always going to be on its own plane because that's a $300,000 to $500,000 car.
Correct.
So you're not going to really compete
against it's way up there. There's not a lot of cross-contamination.
But Volkswagen's always got to tread that line, and that's not ever going to be a formula for success, in my opinion. So I think the future, Audi's got to find their own identity again. And I think that's going to be some soul searching for them.
We'll see what happens. Thanks for tuning in to Car Goggles. I am Juan.